about the quartet is that they allow me to pull songs from my catalog that I wouldn't necessarily do with the rock band. And I've been so blessed to work with some incredible composers throughout my career. Probably my favorite was a guy named George Del Barrio. George was a Brazilian composer. He lived in the Malibu Hills out in California. And whenever I had a song that was 8 minutes long, that was my big swing. I knew it had no chance of going on the radio. I would send it to George, and I would be so excited to drive to his house and listen to what he came up with, because invariably he would just blow me away. He would take the songs to another level. And this song is probably my favorite George Del Barrio arrangement. It's a song for our troops, our military families. Those of you who've been to Fighting Show, we like to do at least one or two songs that recognizes our troops and their families. This one was inspired by a lunch I had with a dad. The dad was a Vietnam vet. His son was just out of West Point, and this was during the Iraq War, and was about to be shipped off to Iraq, to theater, to war. And I kept feeling these two competing sentiments from this dad. Certainly, one being pride that he felt for his son, carrying on the family tradition of fighting for freedom, all the values we treasure. Of course, the other was fear that any of us would feel for a loved one going into a war zone. And when I started touring with the USO and playing for our troops, they would say something to me that kind of initially kind of struck me as a little crazy. They would say, John, it's harder on our families than it is on us. And I would say to them, you guys, you're the ones being shot at. You're the one whose life's at risk. And they would say, that's true, but you know what? We're busy, we're focused, we have a mission, we're not really thinking about that. And our families kind of sit at home and hope that knock on the door never comes. And they would tell me about situations. You remember back in the day, you would hear we lost 17 soldiers in Fallujah. And the families a lot of times had a sense of where their loved one was stationed. And there'd be this window of time that would go by where they wouldn't know if they lost their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister, their son, their daughter. This actually happened during the Afghanistan withdrawal when we lost the 13 soldiers in Kabul. The families down in San Diego there was 100 families. They knew 11 had been killed. Some of them got the worst news you could imagine. And the rest of them, frankly, were relieved, but they had survivor's guilt. So, these things, they're not really fun to talk about, but I think we need to recognize what our military families do for us. And this is just part of it. Well, you're welcome. Thank you, sir. So in this song, a father hears that a member of his son's unit has been killed. He does not know if it's his son or not. So he goes for a drive and he says, if you find out he's okay, leave me 2 lights on when I get home.
What is courage? Is it brave? What are lions? I've only seen them in parades. How is love supposed to read the footnote of history? What's a tap on your shoulder that you're afraid to look over? The soldier's down in a firefight. No one can look me in the eye. This is what it means to be alone. Tear out my heart, feed it to life. For this one wish I beg you this tonight. Show me no mercy, spare me my pride. I'm going for a drive. better. No, I'll never be alone. Tear out my heart, feed it to life. For this one wish I made you this tonight. Show me no mercy, spare me my pride. I'm going for a drive. Every Friday is coming home. When I come round the corner, I'll know that it's alright. Leave me tonight. Silent angel, like the road up ahead, as the centuries guide the way on the avenue of borrowed time. I'm almost home, the sun's to rise. I gotta know I've been driving all the night. There's our conqueror up ahead. I'm alive and I am dead. I drive right through the stop sign. I turn my head as I lift my eyes. My eyes burn. Tear out my heart, feed it to life. For this one wish I beg you this tonight. Show me no mercy, spare me my pride. I'm going for a drive.
Well, that's a song of